Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the answer treasure drawing right here. Right here is the answer treasure. Is it talking about? Is it so far with art? It's like if anybody ever heard anybody by mentioning it's like so far is real time or whatever you call it that basically it's time that you would use to be able to find out what you say answers other than it's like if most of us have ever heard of like answers.com or any type of internet site, but basically is what I'm talking about right here is talking about is it what you call a talents, dream jobs, that type of stuff that is like with the talents that if most of us if we're have that capability of ability of art. It's like you got the crayons right here and along with the markers right here. And of course I can maybe talk about is the fact about what the the colored markers is that the colored markers and then crayons that I'm using right here is basically is that I could maybe use that taxes or bill pays or whatever you call it. Maybe today's date as like an example, but it's like that right here I would have included right here, or you said you got right here is some pictures of me. It's like you got right there is a picture of me, and then along with the baby picture is like you got me like looking at the camera, it's like with the flash. But basically with these pictures right here, I'm sure that I don't even know really would even remember what I was thinking. Other than that is like that see mommy or daddy right there, and then it's like they were looking at me and I was looking at them, and then and they say they whenever they snapped they would take the picture and then have it developed. But basically is that the look I have on my face is not really the type of look to where that that I didn't get cake. Well, I'm not going to behave or anything like that. The type of look that I see on my face, of course, is that the fact that I'm well behaved and just trying to cheer up whatever it is. But I can't really remember that type of moment either. But anyway, with most of us here, we'll probably say that it was pretty hard just to try to get a number of pictures and old photos of you together, and then so it's like you'd be able to get this picture right here scanned and then printed. Is it basically is talking about is like with art, and then of course with most people probably think this like whenever they go to school that they learn whatever that maybe they learn it's like that the game of it's like patty cake baker's man or whatever you call it, but anyway those type of games. But talking about what answer treasure is talking about is that the fact about really about what that got me into liking art so much. It's like that each time that I remember that each time I would think about, people would always ask me at the schools, and then of course at the and of course the doctors. I go to the doctor's offices, and a lot of times they would ask me that question. It's like what do you like to do during your free time and stuff like that. And I would probably say that whenever I was in school, and I remember this too. I remember that over there at my old elementary schools, I went to about 4 of them, and I remember that whenever during it was class after I got most of my work done, and then that they would let me get on the computers for whatever reason that I like getting on the computers and like getting on paint. It is I would probably say that maybe I got into the talent just by using a piece of paper kind of like this, maybe a little bit smaller, and just doing like what you call different scribble lines. It is, and so far as being creative, adding your own, coming up with your own ideas. I think the whole popularity, I guess, what I always was interested in, of course, was coming up to with your own ideas for what you want to use, so far as being creative goes. And with some people probably say that they would maybe mainly concentrate on the football game, or maybe doing research about the African African elephants, whatever it is that a lot of times that they probably would not even focus too much on art anything like that. But I remember that whenever I was in school, that a lot of times it was especially it's like that whenever whenever recess time came, that I remember that a lot of times is that I was not that type of person that would go out to the playground, or any type of participate in any music or PE or anything like that. That maybe a little bit of story time, but other than that, but my main interest, to say, was getting on the computer, and then of course doing that, working the game. They had games that they would let you play, but on the other hand too, they would let you open up paints, and then I remember to do a sound to the paint networks too. I think that was Windows 95 or something like that. But anyway, but basically, it's talking about being creative with your own minds. That for whatever reason, that a lot of people would probably say that it's hard because I don't even have any ideas. It's like I'm out of ideas, but for whatever reason, that new ideas stay fresh in my mind. It's like for whatever reason that I keep thinking about it, and then maybe I say, well, try this, try that. It's about how well your mind is focused on, and in a way with this baby picture right here, and of course with the way my mind's focused, I guess I'd say something. I guess maybe I was born with, or whatever you call it, or maybe would you say that's a very special gift that is like by what you call the medical search is something that works with the brain. It is that and of course it's like about between what you have and what you it's like things that you may not have, but then of course so far as talents and education and creativity, that it's like me. I remember whenever I was in school that I didn't think that I was the exact perfect student either. That got picked on, and then of course that I cheated about once or twice on a test, whatever it is. But a lot of times is that is talking about is with the creativity. We got the creativity right here. That but I remember that I would spend time on paints, and I was really just into computers a lot of times. Not really talking to any of the other classmates on the playground, or being interactive with everybody else. But compared to nowadays, I guess it's like that it's like whenever either whenever you get older, that you start meeting new people, you start making more friends. It is, but then on your hand too, that of course it's like that some things that I'm like that they always supported me by the fact that they were surprised about how well I was drawing. But of course it's like a lot of people would probably say that I would say I would go ahead and trace whatever I see. It's like a lot of people would probably say that I don't have that talent. I don't have that talent to where what you call I can go ahead and just draw a circle like that. So I draw a circle like that, and then maybe add some stars. It's like if you want to add some stars, but you add a star like that, and of course it's like go ahead and color it in. And it's like using the yellow, orange. It's a yellow, but basically is go ahead and add some yellow, and then a lot of which most of us here are probably familiar with the color white. That it's like really you would probably have to be working with a different piece of drawing paper other than with white, but for it to show. But there's probably a lot of people probably say that the white crayon hardly ever gets used, and I don't even know why they put that in the kit. But I think more likely the reason probably is maybe is just to show that type of a glitter. A lot of people probably say that's works almost like an eraser. But then on the other hand too, that I used quite a bit of white crayon right here, and then which most of us can probably see right here. That with the white, of course, is like when if you were to guess the right answer on a test or whatever you call it, then a lot of times they would put like a star. It's like a star or smiley face, whatever you call it, on your schoolwork. It is. And of course, if like most of us, it's like the thing about it, it's like they're talking about it was with stars. It's like you see here. Go ahead and maybe just add a little bit of blue right here. Just a little bit of blue won't hurt. But anyway, I can't remember if a teacher had given me taken off points due to the fact because too much artistic talent inside your schoolwork. It's like, why does every report or every assignment that you have to do have to do with what you call with art? It's like with any type of art. It's like I don't understand that, Mr. McGuire. But other than that, you got right here is you got the circle, and then of course it's like it's like with that, it's like if any of us are familiar with like that subject, it's like for calculus or anything like that, which I'm heard of it, but then I never took it. But anyway, so far as what the answer treasure is talking about is like the different things you can do with the variety of colors. And of course, one thing that of course want to do is so far as get into is that if we were to do, say, file our taxes as some type of ID identification that you want to be known by is known as for the color blue. If it's going to be, would you say that the security question, any type of security, is that they ask you, it's like for security purposes it is. It's like you ask you to verify, it's like about what your name, and more likely a lot of people probably say that it's like my name, pretty much my name has been the same, since I've been living. And then of course it's like we have right here is for like my initials. And then of course a lot of people probably say that but using the same color, that more likely this could be done. Using the same color is by what you call putting like an artifact on your signature. And a lot of people will probably say that that would probably automatically be programmed on the system to know if it's to be able for you to be recognized, is to go ahead and add like an artifact on your signature. And it could be slop. A lot of people probably say that slop. What I mean by slop, I mean by that people who try to write on the line, and then it finds out that writes below the line, those little digital pen writers that with most of us know. It's like if you want to write today's date, it's like December. For December 14th of 2013. And of course the guy we get for the security question. Let's go by this. It's like for one security question occurs. It could be is like, so far as the talents and creativity is like, by what year do you know, is like from the best of your education, by what year did you finally is like make a decision for what you want to do, or maybe something that you develop skills for, is like for the best of your knowledge. And my best guess is more likely it would probably have been about 1989. About 1989, and then of course during that time, of course, is whenever that I probably had a bubble lawnmower and a Lego set, and of course I got into what you call those fascinating coloring accessories, the coloring books, and along with this got into computers and camcorders and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like you got right there, it's talking about, it's like for the answer treasure, it's like for answer treasure, along with the stars, answer treasure shape, and along with you got the planet Earth is with most of us here is like the fact about if we ever heard it, it's like so far is a story, but is a story treasures, is to know, is like to know is that to try and enjoy life no matter what the turnout is the fact that there's what you call, there's always something to say to discover, other than what you call besides being worried about what you call a bill not being paid, maybe the end of the world, whatever it is that turns out later on in the future. So far as the story's future is knowing about, find out the truth about the whole discovery about whatever happens. It's like in life. Other than that, it's like for the answer treasure color.